am upset about. It's like, hey man, your meal ticket is under constant attack. There's been dirty plays all.
Did Caitlin Clark just save the WNBA only to leave it hanging? Her rookie season was insane. 25 points and 9 assists in her playoff debut. But now she's out. What went wrong? And what does this mean for women's basketball? Let's talk about Clark's explosion onto the WNBA scene. She didn't just play well, she shattered records.
They're the racists when really y'all are the racists. The people coming up with excuses to hate Caitlin Clark and the new fan base that she brought.
No rookie has ever put up 25 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds in a playoff game. That's not just good, it's legendary. And it wasn't just that one game. Clark led the entire league in assists, breaking records left and right. She was like a human highlight reel every time she stepped on the court. You know what's even crazier? Clark's star power was so bright it lit up the whole league. The Fever's attendance shot up by 400%. That's not a typo. 400%. Her jersey became the top seller in WNBA history. Clark wasn't just playing basketball, she was revolutionizing the sport. But wait, if Clark's so amazing, why is she leaving? What happened to make this superstar rookie want out? Something's not adding up, and we're about to find out what.
This kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league.
You've seen Clark's incredible stats, but numbers don't tell the whole story. What was really happening when the cameras weren't rolling? The physical toll of the WNBA left Clark feeling like she'd gone 12 rounds in a boxing match. And that's just the beginning of her rookie year struggles. Clark's explosive debut was just the tip of the iceberg. Behind those jaw-dropping plays and record-breaking performances, a brutal reality was unfolding. The WNBA isn't just about skill and finesse. It's a physical battleground that can wear down even the most talented players. Imagine stepping onto the court ready to showcase your skills, only to feel like you're getting pummeled every time you make a move. That's exactly how Clark described her experience. She said she felt hammered during games. For a rookie trying to prove herself, that's not just tough, it's downright demoralizing. But it wasn't just the physical toll. The officiating in the WNBA became a major point of frustration for Clark. Remember that eye poke incident during the playoffs? Clark took a finger to the eye from Dijonai Carrington, and the refs just let it slide. No call, no foul, nothing. And that wasn't a one-off thing. Clark spoke out about it, saying, "I feel like I'm getting hammered, and everybody is physical with me, and opponents get away with things that other people don't get away with." That's a pretty bold statement from a rookie, but it shows just how frustrated she was with the situation. Now, add to all of this the insane pressure of being the face of the league. Clark wasn't just playing basketball, she was carrying the hopes and expectations of an entire sport on her shoulders. Every move she made was scrutinized, every shot analyzed. That kind of pressure can break even the toughest players. And let's talk about that playoff performance. Clark was left to carry the team almost single-handedly. Her teammates, they were nowhere to be found when it mattered most. Imagine being a rookie, already dealing with the physical toll and officiating issues, and then having to be the sole lifeline for your team in the playoffs. That's not just pressure, that's a pressure cooker. The cumulative effect of all this, the physicality, the controversial calls, the pressure of being a rookie superstar, it was overwhelming.
Clark was assaulted yesterday in her very first playoff game in the WNBA.
Clark was walking a tightrope trying to balance her love for the game with the harsh realities of professional basketball. But here's the kicker. Despite all these challenges, Clark still managed to shine. She broke records, she dazzled fans. She became the face of the league. But at what cost? The toll on her body, her mind, and her spirit was evident. It raises some serious questions about the sustainability of this kind of pressure on young players. The pressure cooker finally exploded. Clark's bombshell announcement sent shockwaves through the league. But is her decision to leave a personal reset or a wake-up call for the entire WNBA? Just when everyone thought Caitlin Clark had it all figured out, she dropped a bombshell that left the basketball world stunned. After a record-breaking rookie season and an intense playoff run, Clark announced she's leaving the WNBA for Europe. Can you believe it? The face of the league, the rookie sensation who broke attendance records and became a merchandising phenomenon, is walking away. So what's behind this shocking decision? Clark didn't mince words. She said, "I need a reset. I need to get away from all of this." That's a pretty heavy statement from someone who just took the league by storm. But when you look at what she went through, it starts to make sense. Remember all those physical games we talked about? The constant battering, the lack of protection from officials. It wasn't just tough, it was unbearable. Clark called out the league's weak officiating and lack of player protection as major factors in her decision to leave. She even said, "This league didn't deserve her to begin with." Ouch, that's not just criticism, that's a full-on indictment of how the WNBA treats its stars. But here's where it gets really interesting. Clark's departure isn't just about her personal journey, it's sending shockwaves through the entire WNBA. Think about it, the Fever's attendance jumped by 400% when Clark arrived. Her jersey became the top seller in league history, beating out legends like Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi. Now all of that is gone. What's the WNBA going to do without its golden goose? Clark wasn't just a player, she was a phenomenon. Her games were drawing more than 1.8 million viewers. That's insane for women's basketball. Now the league has to figure out how to keep that momentum going without its biggest star. And it's not just about the numbers. Clark's decision is being called a wake-up call for the entire league. It's forcing everyone to take a hard look at the issues she raised. The physicality, the officiating, the lack of player protection. These aren't just Clark's problems, they're issues that affect every player in the league. So now the WNBA is at a crossroads. Do they brush this off as one player's decision, or do they take a hard look at how they're running things? Because let's be real, if they can't keep a talent like Caitlin Clark happy, what does that say about the future of the league? But here's the thing, Clark's story isn't over. Far from it. Her move to Europe could be the beginning of a whole new chapter in women's basketball. Will other young stars follow her lead? Could this push the WNBA to make some serious changes? Clark's bombshell decision isn't just a personal reset, it's a potential game changer for women's basketball. But what if her European adventure sparks a revolution in the sport? Imagine a whole new league emerging, built on the lessons learned from Clark's bold move. Let's talk about what's next for Clark. After that grueling season, she's made it clear she needs a break. "I need a reset. I need to get away from all of this," Clark said. And can you blame her? She's been the face of the league, breaking records left and right, but even superstars need time to recharge. Now, here's where things get interesting. Clark's rookie season, that's just the beginning. Analysts are saying the 2024 version of Clark is probably the worst we'll ever see. That's crazy. If this is Clark at her worst, imagine what she'll be like after some time in Europe. She could come back as an absolute monster on the court. But Europe might not be her only option. There's buzz about the new unrivaled 3x3 league starting in January. When asked about it, Clark played it cool. She said, "Honestly, I'm just focused on this right now, one thing at a time." Smart move, keeping her options open. But think about it, a fast-paced 3x3 format could be perfect for Clark's explosive style. Clark's decision to leave the WNBA isn't just about her, it's sending shockwaves through the entire league. Other players might start thinking, hey, if Clark can do it, why can't I? We could see a whole new wave of players exploring different paths. The pressure to play overseas during the off-season, that might become a thing of the past. And let's not forget about the WNBA itself. Clark's exit is like a giant wake-up call. The league can't ignore the issues she raised about physicality and officiating. If they want to keep their stars happy and keep those attendance numbers up, they're gonna have to make some changes. We might be looking at a whole new WNBA in a few years. But here's the real kicker. Clark's time in Europe could take her game to a whole new level. Think about it. She'll be facing different styles of play, dealing with more physical games, and learning new strategies. When she comes back to the States, she might be an entirely different player, and that's scary for anyone who has to guard her. You know what's even crazier? Clark's journey could inspire a whole new generation of players. Young girls watching her might think, I don't have to follow the traditional path. We could see more players taking gap years, exploring international leagues, or even creating their own opportunities. Clark's not just changing her own game, she's potentially changing the entire landscape of women's basketball. Caitlin Clark's journey is far from over. She came, she dominated, and now she's off to Europe. But this isn't just a personal reset, it's a game changer for women's basketball. Clark's bold move is reshaping what's possible for female athletes. She's not just playing the game, she's rewriting the rule book. Think about it. Clark's European adventure could make her an even bigger star when she returns. She'll face new challenges, learn different styles, and come back stronger than ever. But there's more at stake here. Clark's decision could spark a revolution in women's basketball. Will other young stars follow her lead? Could this push the WNBA to address the issues Clark raised? One thing's for sure, when Clark comes back, the basketball world better be ready. She's not just changing her game, she's changing the entire landscape of women's sports.